All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. So, today we are going to be doing something a little different, and that is talking about the end of the partner program. There are, as of today, as of you watching this, there are no more partners. Partner program is fully disbanded and is soon, hopefully, going to be replaced with something new. I've gotten a lot of questions about this. Today I was streaming and many people had many questions on whether or not I think this is good or bad for Warframe and many other things. So I wanted to take this video to kind of talk about what I think this is going to mean for Warframe overall, and if it's going to be a big change, positive or negative. First and foremost, the most important thing, this new creator program symbol, real cool. Better than the partner program symbol, I think. Looks neat. Good first point. However, the actual important stuff, they are launching the new creator program, and it is going to include more people. Along with that, everyone who has been in the partner program is not grandfathered into this new program. Everyone needs to reapply. Those are really important things. So, new to the program, we have fan artists and Captura artists, and there are also podcast fan sites and broadcasters, which is Twitch and Mixer, and video producers, which is YouTube and stuff. That are all included potentially in this creator program. This is very good. I am of the opinion, and I think obviously much of the DE staff is of the opinion that fan artists really didn't have a good way to kind of get credit, like the Twitch and YouTube people did, because the only real place their stuff was shown off was on primetime, and while that's great, it's kind of a really small section at like the end of one of their streams during the week. And obviously, they've wanted to do more. This is potentially the way that they can do more. Just including them in this means a really specific thing that I look forward to, and that is fan artists being a part of the creator program, I think gives them a better line to potentially get a glyph. What that means is that you have these very talented artists that are then told, hey, you can have a glyph, and then we get really high quality glyphs in the game, potentially. That is the way I would see this going, and that is the gigantic main benefit, I think, here of this. With that, the glyphs are going to be separated. Glyphs are going to be separated out, and we're going to have different things in different places. So the creator program itself is going to have day one access, which the partner program, as it currently stands now, does have. Which is where content creators are given day one access to certain items like deluxe skins, new warframes, and regular new items. This has never included prime items, but day one access is incredibly helpful to me and many other partners for getting the content and being able to test it and get videos out on it very quickly. So it's good that the creator program is going to be keeping this, and this is like a big incentive for me, of course, to try and be a part of the creator program so I can get content out to you guys faster. With that, though, if content is released in the interim between the partner program and the creator program, don't worry. Before I make videos on stuff, I usually do the entire farm for all of the items anyway. Like for Protea, before I even did that video, I did the entire farm for Protea just so I know how the farm is and like how effectively these things can be gained and by what kind of level of skill of player is needed to acquire them. That stuff's always been really important to me. So the only thing this really changes is not whether or not a video will happen, but how fast that video can happen, because I do the farm anyway. Usually, like with Protea, the benefit here is that I can do Protea's farm with Protea to see how she is. And that's usually the big benefit there. There are also giveaways attached to this. For those that don't know, this is something that I don't do very often because I think it kind of just cheapens some stuff around the channel, is that DE will give out like plat codes to give away and other giveaways and stuff that I have done. Like sometimes they let us give away like prime packs and all this cool stuff. That's great. That's always fun to be able to give that away to the community over on Twitch. That's great. Weekly confidential newsletters. Hey, because they're saying it, the partners get access, or I guess the partners and now the creators get access to a newsletter that tells them kind of what their rough plan is for the upcoming week and like what we can kind of expect so we can prep our schedules and stuff. This has always been really useful. And for anyone that's wondering why that kind of stuff isn't public, it's because even when they like try and tell us some stuff, it's never really set in stone. And it's certainly not set in stone enough for like a big community announcement like, hey, the update's coming this week. So don't worry, there's not like a huge difference of information there. It's just what they're shooting for, and that can be very helpful for creators as well. And then featured content opportunities. Featured content is not like the sponsorship stuff they've done in the past, and that's totally separate from this, so there's no combined stuff there. Glyphs are separated. Glyphs, basically, they're separating this out, and they're saying we can give these to whoever the fuck we want. And honestly, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. That's basically what they were doing already. Because we, of course, have lots of content creators outside of Warframe and outside of the partner program. People that like maybe only played for a big weekend, or like just like very large streamers that are like just occasionally, like hyper occasionally come back, but they're very popular and their stuff's in the game. These totally fine to just give glyphs out to whoever the hell they want. And they will continue to do so, but now it is more in the rules for that stuff. Also, program criteria is changing. They are lowering the requirements for everybody. That's really good, I think. I'm pretty sure that's really good to allow kind of new blood to get into the community, I think. And because we're clearing out a lot of the partners, because I'm certain a lot of people won't get back in or won't even want to get back in, this kind of makes room for everybody else to just be in there. And then this is where it just states that partners and stuff are not grandfathered in. There's stuff. And then there's the flexibility to this program, which is kind of interesting because it's flexible. The process of leaving and rejoining will be streamlined to allow creators to take breaks from the game while ensuring that our creator directory is filled with active creators. Will be more frequent in inactivity removals for those absent for a significant period of time. This is the interesting part. How long is a significant period of time? I think this is hard to quantify, but I wish DE would give us a rough estimate. Like, is it a month? Is it you are not playing on the major updates? Like, if you, let's say, for example, you played on Railjack release, and then you played on, like, if you're only playing on, like, the weekend of the major releases, is that not considered a significant time between play sessions? Because that, I think, is what they expect from the majority of players of Warframe. And it'll be interesting to see if they want content creators to play more than that, especially for me, considering, like, I'm at the point in Warframe where I have done pretty much everything. And granted, I still do, of course, have videos to make, but I'm not streaming Warframe as much as I have in the past because there simply isn't as much for me to do, except for, of course, doing, like, my weekly Nightwave and stuff. But the faster re-entry might be the interesting thing for this, because, like, how are we going to how do we determine whenever people are active again, right? That's interesting how that will be handled and, like, what the time frames are going to be on these different things. And then we're working with more individuals whose content creation is more time intensive. We're aware of the need to establish fair guidelines for inactivity tied to content type. So, like, it has to be quantified even beyond that for, like, how often do streamers have to play? How often do YouTubers have to, like, be making a video about the game? How often do people need to push out art and stuff like that, which is odd. And then, will there be clearer methods of reporting creator misconduct? Yes, we are establishing clearer reporting and tracking tools for creator conduct concerns. Community members will be able to forward their concerns to us by an email, so we will publicly list on the creator application and criteria page. So here's the issue with this. This might, and I trust DE to look at this with a little bit more of, like, an objective eye, and hope that this would not be able to be trolled. Because if the community is suddenly rebelling against a particular creator without good reason, flooding this with complaints about that partner and getting them removed kind of off the cuff and not for a good reason would be really rough. So it's interesting. Like, this feels like a potential for it to be a, if X creator gets too many complaints, then they're gonzos, and that would be a little awkward. And then there have been conduct enforcement concerns in the past. How things change, these concerns don't come up again. When we start wading into this program redesign, one of the first steps was reflecting on our actions and policies as devs across the partner program in general. We've been doing this for 6 long, storied years, and we will be the first to admit that mistakes and missteps were made along the way. In this time, we looked at how our peers have managed similar programs and their enforcement policies to ensure we are meeting industry standards. We are implementing clearer professional guidelines and policies to ensure those mistakes don't happen again, as well as put in place better tools for reporting and tracking that let us identify and act on moments of concern sooner. So, this kind of tells the whole tale, I think, because we'll be the first to admit that mistakes and missteps were made along the way. I think there are a lot of mistakes and missteps that this is looking to wipe away. And that's not a bad thing. I think this, like, just hitting the reset button is appropriate. And I think it's kind of the only way to solve some of the problems that the partner program has. And it comes with a number of benefits. So I'm hoping that this is really great. Obviously, I hope that I get into the creator program, and I very much think that I'm in good standing in general in the community, so I don't foresee any issues with that. But there is always the chance that your favorite creators don't get into the new program, and that would be really unfortunate. So identifying what these policies are, I think is going to be extremely important going forward, possibly before this even comes out, so that DE can get feedback from the community about what the community expects from the partners, along with what DE expects. And obviously, whenever they get that feedback, some things are just unreasonable. Like there's a certain level where this is an M-rated game, so there's certain things that they can't really restrict on that I'm sure some people would like. But overall, where the lines are is going to be very important going forward, because a lot of the lines being crossed is the trouble that has brewed in the partner program in the past. With that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and kind of a rough discussion of what's going on here. I'm excited going forward for what this means. I'm also very much wondering if I get to keep my partner glyph. And I don't mean my Brozime glyph, I mean my partner glyph, because there is a glyph exclusive to the partners. I wonder if I get to keep that, because it is nice looking. But yeah, that's what's going on. Figured I'd make a video about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Goodbye, everybody.